Alrighty then. Folks, I'm right on time. It is exactly 4 o'clock by the little satellite in the sky. So here we go. We're going to start off with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Alrighty, well, welcome. Had the minutes. We have two sets, February 1st and February 15th. February 15th, so.
This one was not here.
Right.
Okay. I make a motion we approve the minutes for February 1st, 2021 and February 15th of 2021.
I'll second that.
All in favor say aye. February 15th, the meeting was canceled. That's why there's no minutes other than just notification of all this approved. We had approved some handwritten checks, and that's what we're approving here by approving the minutes, that those have been approved officially by that action. All right. Next we have payroll in the amount of $183,866.52. That was on the 15th. We approved that before.
Yes.
When I emailed you just to make sure she gets payroll out. And then we have one to approve for it. So let's go ahead and approve that one first then. Okay.
So that you need it in the minutes, and
Yes.
even though we already approved it.
Right.
All right. I make a motion we approve payroll for 2/15 of 2021, the amount of $183,866.52.
And I'll second that.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Again, so you'll understand, folks, what we're doing with that. It's not typical that we would approve payroll via conversation, but with the COVID thing and with the weather thing, we are still allowed to have meetings as long as one person's in attendance, and then the other people can do. So we had payroll to get out, and we didn't have that meeting because it was canceled due to weather. So we didn't want the employees to not get paid. So I contacted the other commissioners. They approved the payroll that had been sent to us, email, and now we're just codifying and getting in the minutes that we did approve that payroll.
And that statute's been extended by the governor multiple times, but it's still active.
Yeah. Actually, I kind of like it. I wouldn't mind if they didn't go back to some of these things, because sometimes if somebody's gone,
Well,
it'd be nice to have them sit in a
It does
meeting.
make it simple.
They might not. They're tweaking a whole lot of things with
They are.
with what's developed. So I mean,
The wording right now is, as long as the remote person can be seen and heard and can see and hear the whole thing. So as long as it's the same as being here. So I don't know if it's going to last or not. What's the date today?
First.
Oh, I guess it is. Gosh, how can that be?
It's just like businesses. Some businesses are going to find out what they went to after COVID. We might as well stick with it. There's no reason to go back.
Well-
And the governor, the legislature may say,
When I was in
this
Florida,
remote thing
when I was in
worked
Florida
pretty
in
well,
January,
so let's keep it in there, even though the COVID goes away. So
well, I think courts to a certain extent may utilize it for less important hearings or minor hearings or things. I mean,
they already have the
Yeah, we
initial
already set
initiating
up
thing
for
when you
the
first come to whatever you call that. What is that
Video
called?
arraignment, did they?
Arraignment.
Oh, yeah.
Arraignment. Yeah, they already have
Right.
video arraignment.
but even on like civil things, if the parties agree, most judges, even though the courtrooms are open, are okay with.
Don't
So
need to be
you
there.
have attorneys in like northern Indiana can come to southern Indiana by Zoom and have court and stuff. So it opens up a lot more.
When we were gone in January, and I'm going to be gone again in April, but I had at least 2, sometimes 3 meetings a week.
Right.
And they're legitimate, whether it be redevelopment, West Central. We had meetings all the time. LTAP, Indiana Association of County Commissioners, all in there. Just worthwhile.
I think a lot of that will stick around, is my opinion, but we'll see.
it just may stick around. Yeah.
Okay, we still have a 3-1 payroll.
And now we have 3-1, amount of $183,955.73.
And I make a motion, we approve the March 1st payroll in the amount of $183,955.73.
And I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, did we sign that paperwork yet?
That's what I was.
Oh, you got it there, okay. I've been making packages of maple syrup today. I've been to sugar too much, so I'm buzzed today. That's why we're flying high here on sugar high.
Is it time for it to come off now?
Yeah, I got a batch finished today.
Cool.
Still have to think that it's 2021, it's not 2020. So far, so good, only done it once. All right, then we just need to acknowledge receipt of the payroll claims accounts payable report in the amount of $223,569.31 on the 2/15, the meeting we were gone, and we can do the other at the same time. It's $132,614.92 for this meeting.
And I make a motion, we acknowledge the receipt of payroll claims accounts payable on 2/15 for $223,569.31, and on 3/1 for $132,614.92.
I second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And then we have claims. Now, my sheet at the top says accounts payable voucher register instead of claims. Should it say that?
The ones we just done
Well,
was
that's-
just acknowledge the claim account.
Okay. So I guess it always come that way? I thought it said claims at the top.
We already done claims for the
You did.
$239,994.
You did payroll claims, this
Yeah, we
is
did
just
payroll.
regular
Oh,
claims.
yes,
Yes.
sorry.
So all I'm asking is, does that always just said
Yeah, I think
accounts
it's
payable?
always
Okay,
said that,
okay.
yeah.
For some reason I always
The
thought it had
one we
claims
just
on it.
did says payroll in front of it,
Yeah.
payroll accounts
Yeah.
payable, and this just says.
Interesting. I thought it always had
accounts payable.
claims. All right, so we have claims before us for $239,994.86.
And I make a motion, we approve claims in the amount of $239,994.86.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, financials are all done. Do you have any hand-type checks?
No.
All right, Cindy Todd. We have an infrastructure development investment zone application. Come on in.
So Jim, this is another one that you signed
Okay.
when the commissioners meeting was canceled in
Oh,
February.
yeah, okay.
So,
Do you guys have any question what an investment zone is? Cindy, explain that to you? What opportunities open up by the state for that?
sure, so as a county, as you pass the ordinance for any broadband investment within Parke County would have the property tax exemption. So each time a provider installs or implements broadband solution that services Parke County, they are eligible to apply for this tax exemption. So that application is what occurs there for them to do that. So this was an application from Bloomingdale Home Telephone for investment made in 2020 for down Bridgeton Road and a couple other areas.
Leatherwood Road, 10 o'clock Road, 130 East, Strawberry Road,
Yep,
460 and 539.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it hit all of those areas in supplying service to the residents of Parke County. So this is an application that has to be signed by the council, by commissioners as well, and then we get it over to Laura's office.
Okay.
This is the second time that we did one for
Yeah,
the
we've already
this year.
approved the idea, so do we need to approve anything or just sign that one?
Formalize the, did you already at the prior meeting approve for them?
I don't think this one
I just
specifically.
approved their are you wanting their application approved? Is that what that was?
Well, I already received Jim's signature
Alright.
due to the cancellation
Sure.
of the meeting so that we could get the information in. So I don't know if you want it reflected in the minutes. but-
Because I know we did the ordinance creating the.
Yeah, but
Right.
they have to approve each application
All
that
right,
comes
so
in.
yeah, you'll want to
Okay,
formally.
then I make the motion that we approve Bloomingdale's application for the investment zone payment here.
And I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, so you want the other two to sign it then? Is there places for all
No,
three,
there-
just
I
one?
only needed
I was
one
thinking there was only
signature.
one, yeah, I thought there was. All right, that'll work then.
And I'm, since I'm standing here, if you don't mind, one of the things that's not on the agenda and we talked about this was, you want it reflected in the minutes and the resolution for the parcel that was listed in the tax sale, the redevelopment, you know what I'm talking about?
There was that one parcel that wasn't eligible to go to be transferred or whatever, so.
It was incorrectly
Right.
noted that we received a bid, that we did not.
I don't remember which parcel it was though.
It's one in Montezuma.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I've got that.
Because Nick said we just need it reflected in the minutes and you asked the resolution to be changed.
Right, that we're just not gonna have that parcel
Can we
transferred.
just mark it out and have the commissioners decide?
Have them
on it?
initial it and date it, and then put it in your minutes that they've amended that resolution.
Cindy, what parcel number was that?
While she's here, there's also another, it's an Okra resolution that her and I had talked about,
It
so you
was-
might as well address it with her.
Yes.
too, if you want.
61-05-36-106-044-000-013.
Just reflect it, it's been removed from that resolution, and have them initial and date. That way our records are reflected adequately.
If I could get each one of the commissioners to sign right there where I wrote the
Changed
line
it.
out.
I've got a couple things for you before you get away, don't
And
forget.
they showed her sign it.
Just the initial will be.
Diamond and ochre, remember those two words when it comes time, because I don't remember what I was talking
Well,
about.
I'm only staying till about 10 to 5 because I got to rock those.
We're going to
You can do
do
it
it right
now.
now. We're going to do it right now.
Okay, and Nick has something else.
I just
that's-
passed it
That's-
down,
okay.
that's where Okra came up, I think.
That's the ochre part.
That's the
yeah.
ochre
The way you
part.
can leave.
Okay, so he's already signed, yeah?
No,
You're
you just initial the change.
dating the
I
change.
All three
got
of us
you.
need to initial the
Just
That
change.
way in
Anywhere
case-
on it?
She said where she marked it out,
Just-
so.
All righty.
That way, in case they come back later and want to know about the
I
change,
gotcha.
we've at least
Yeah.
documented in our
gotcha.
minutes and also formally.
What's the resolution number, Nick?
Uh,
Gotta wait for him, you didn't?
Yeah, it's at
One.
2021-1,
Okay.
just it was formally amended.
We just have a resolution here for the $250,000 grant to Okra for the Hungry. So you want to tell us what that is?
Sure, so Okra has the COVID recovery phase 3 grant, the $250,000. We've talked multiple times that it's for the Food Security Alliance. So that resolution is the commissioners giving final approval to submit the application. And the Community Foundation has graciously offered a $10,000 match if the grant is awarded to put in what that money's for, again, the food security. So that resolution is, Cindy, it's okay to submit the application, and the county's in acceptance of the $10,000 to kind of put in the pool from the foundation.
Just to refresh your memories, that the Alliance is just, we have food stores around the county, various ones. This is kind of a security blanket for all of them. They can work together, they can share funds, they can buy in bulk, they can redistribute those kind of things, and it's a great idea, so doing great. So I'd make a motion that we adopt, I guess this would be resolution 2021-2, the Okra COVID-19 Recovery Phase 3 grant, and authorize Cindy to go ahead and submit that grant.
And I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Great idea. Why don't you do it, and I'll pass it over to Laura, because she needs to test it, and we'll go that way.
Laura, do you want to keep the original and scan me a copy of
I'll
that,
send you
please?
the original for the office.
Okay.
Can you email me a copy too when you send hers? Thank you.
Then the other was Diamond. I got a call from a gentleman who's upset. He talked with the Platt office back in, I think he said September. He was surprised that nobody had acted on it yet, and I explained, well, we have good office people in all the offices. They work every day, so this probably wasn't high on their priority list. What he's upset about, and I would be too, is that apparently a transfer of property, he didn't know if it was made, he said it was county property, and I don't know his name. He's sending me stuff. I just haven't got it yet, but it was transferred to Majors. And apparently, Randy...
I remember that discussion here.
Yeah, okay.
And we sold that didn't we?
Yeah, it was sold to majors, it wasn't just transferred.
Yeah, well, sold, but
It's
he,
published.
We run that in
He-
the paper.
well, he's saying that it couldn't be sold because county didn't own that to sell that. So I just know, we're gonna be getting that paperwork, so I didn't know what that was
Say,
about.
Nick, Nick, you put all that together.
His problem is it's gonna be landlocked if we do that. He says there's a road there, and that road was vacated and given all to majors. And I asked if he was an adjacent landowner, he said he was. I said, well, we have never, in my knowledge, ever taken a whole road and given it to one party and not shared it with the other. But that's what he thinks happened.
We didn't vacate the road, we sold a parcel of real estate to the majors that were adjoining landowners.
Was road on that parcel?
I don't know, I didn't visit the site or anything.
He's of the opinion it is, and
Well-
I'll get that in. I just curious. He's supposed to be sending you the stuff. I'll get it to you when I get it.
Okay.
But he called. He may call back. I just didn't recall the road being involved in the thing.
There was no mention of a road when we did.
That's what he's saying now. That's a road. He's going to be
It was
landlocked.
like unassigned property, basically,
Right.
that was
Okay.
just out there.
He's saying the road went with it. Now he's landlocked and you can't do that.
Well, typically, if there's easements or things like that, they would go with the deed and things, and they'd be expressed in the legal description.
I would think that's what I explained
So
to him.
it
I said
would've
that
been-
can't be accurate. It can't have happened.
But if he has information otherwise, I'd be happy to
Okay.
look at it.
And it makes sense to me. I'll get it to you.
Okay.
Because I told him, I said, we have never vacated a road and given it all to one side. It always has to go between the two. And so
That
if
wasn't
you
a
were adjacent
vacated
landowner-
road, it was
Okay,
abandoned
good.
property through a tax sale.
It's like an unplatted area.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
He lives in Tennessee, that's why he hasn't been up doing it himself, and he sent it up here, he came up here and dealt with it, and thought he was gonna get done, he thought that the plat office was gonna take care of all that, of course they got other things to do too, like any office does.
Well, and sometimes what you run into is that when they say it's a road, might have been a road 100 years ago,
Yeah.
but then now it's trees and.
And it may never been a maintained road that we had, it was just a
Right.
road, driveway or something.
Right, there might have been rock
Private-
there or
yeah,
something,
private
but
road.
unless that deed was limited by the restrictions of easements and things like that,
Yeah.
it's not a road.
And I explained, you still probably can't be landlocked, but you'll have to work that out with the landowner, they have to allow you in or out. We had that over,
But
West
if he wants to send information, I can look at it if you want.
he's gonna send me a whole packet, I'll just get it to you if you don't
Okay.
mind.
Yeah, that's fine.
I just didn't remember the road part being involved with it, and that's what I told him, so I don't
Right.
think that's accurate.
No, it
Some-
was just land, and we ran it in the paper before we ever did that and everything, and people had an opportunity to bid on it and all
Yeah,
kinds
that's
of
what
stuff.
that's what I told him I remember too.
Yeah.
Sometimes people, what they think they heard is not what they think I said, so it just works that way.
I mean, there's a lot of, this is a road, this is a driveway, this is a bunch of trees that used to be a road 100 years ago.
We had to deal with one, Randy, I don't remember what that was, but the road on the map goes straight, but actually straight is straight up a hill, so they've been using it for years around
remember
that
that.
hillside. And
That's still in litigation, actually.
yeah, it's gonna be, yeah, that's not, well, the map says it goes straight there, well, it does, but it's straight up to get there, and so,
Yeah.
you can't do that. Okay, well, when it comes, I'll get it to you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, that's all I had for you, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, TML, for the Covered Bridge Festival.
The TMLs are wanting to know, when would you like to start taking payment? We kind of thought we'd wait till after July the 4th, make sure we're having a July the 4th celebration before.
Well, I'm fine with that. I'm in no hurry. July 4th, we're no more likely to know anything then than we would come October again, but what do you guys want to do? You want to start selling TMLs? You want to wait till the 1st of July?
I
What do
have
you-
no problem with it. I'm over it. I mean,
Selling them now?
Yeah, I don't have any problem with it.
I think
I
next
didn't know.
time,
Guy's opinion is.
Have we always waited till July to sell?
no, we
We
started
usually
early.
start.
That's what I
at
thought.
the
I
beginning of
don't
the
know
year.
of any reason to wait. I
But
would say,
with COVID, are we going to have a festival?
Well, we don't have it anyway, knowing that, and I want to operate like we are going to have it. I'm confident that regardless, we'll have something by then.
between the vaccine and the fact that the numbers are going way down,
So it's okay with you guys, we just start selling now as
It's
well?
fine with me.
think there's probably
Yeah,
going
I
to
say
be
go
an
ahead and
issue
sell it.
with
That
it
would
this
probably be
year.
easier for you spreading it out than it would wait till July and be bummed on it.
Unless you cancel it and have to send everything back.
That's
Yeah,
the thing.
but if we cancel, probably not going to cancel in July anyway, but probably wouldn't cancel till
Yeah.
September
Till
anyway.
we know 100%, so.
So then you get a whole bunch in July, then you got to send them all back anyway,
Yeah.
so I'd say go ahead and
I'd
start.
say just do it and be done with it.
You think positive, we're going to have one, so here we go. All right.
Do we need a motion for that?
No, I don't think so, because that's standard
Just a
operating
question.
procedure.
We've always done it before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Park County Government SPD attachments.
This is for the insurance that the our health insurance has been amended, and Ron would like to have signatures so that they can act on getting things done.
How's it been amended?
Pardon?
How's it been amended?
Right here is the documents for you.
Yeah.
Telemedicine, I believe.
That was part of it. They had some standard things that
This is the
they
same
amended for
one
everybody
we
too.
have in our packet,
Yeah,
right?
sure is.
We have one.
Telemedicine was the main thing at the beginning, but they indicated that they'd amended with all their service, people that
Okay.
provide service with
Okay.
a whole number of other things.
Yeah, I remember that conversation coming up.
On that telemedicine, we probably had about 50, 60 people
Okay.
that the doctor's office would not see them.
Oh, yeah.
Public, but they
Oh,
did
yeah.
have phone.
Yeah.
So they're getting desks, and they could go back and pick up those bills and get
Yep.
them corrected.
Yep. Okay. So we have the amendment here.
Got two of them.
Yes, we do. Got this amendment, 2 and Amendment 1. Amendment 1 is effective January 1st, Amendment 2 is effective today. So you guys have any questions on those? You want to
No,
approve
I
those?
don't have any problem with it.
Is that your motion?
Yeah, I make a motion, we approve Amendment 1 and Amendment 2. January 1st on one and March 1st on which
You
I
okay with
second that, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah.
All in favor, say aye.
All right.
Aye.
It only calls for one signature, so I guess I'll sign that.
That's what I was kind of looking at when you were, thinking, well, I don't have to sign it, but I still had to second it, so.
There's one.
The next one there, the appointment letter, I had discussed that with George a little more than a month ago, and Janie both. It's a benefit to me because their meetings is at 9 o'clock on a Wednesday morning, and I work away from home a lot, and it messes me up trying to get there, and I appreciate George taking care of it when I can't be there. So, did you actually get a letter
Yes.
that we need to sign? But if you guys are okay with it, I prefer leaving George as my proxy.
Yeah, that's the way it's always been, so.
Yes.
yeah.
And for anybody that doesn't understand what we're talking about here, it's West Central Solid Waste District. The recycle bin there at Shopco last year, there was 242 ton picked up in Parke County last year.
So I make a motion that we leave Dan as a board member and George Nicholas as his proxy on the West Central Solid Waste District.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
What was the partnership letter?
That was-
It was right before.
Yeah.
It's just acknowledgement that
Oh, okay.
we gave them a gift of
Yep.
50,000.
Yep. Okay. All right. And that's West Central. Montezuma Library appointment. We have a letter from the Public Library in Montezuma. Terminelli Myers, expired December 31st. This appointment is made duly by the Parke County Commissioners. Library Board would like to recommend Mrs. Myers to be reappointed to the position. She's been an excellent board member, so I'd make a motion that we reappoint Nellie Myers to the Montezuma Park Board.
Library Board.
Library Board.
Library
And I'll
Board, yeah.
second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right. put here? I guess, put Parke County Commissioners down here too. I think that's right.
I think it's just one signature with it.
All right. Then we have DNR letter.
Bridge over Roaring Creek.
Yeah, I went to the public hearing on this the other night. There were only two of us there, the people who own the Guthrie Mansion on top of the hill and myself. And good news, I did not realize what historic structure that is, but I've never been under it over it all my life, but that's quite a historic structure. It's all from arches on top of arches and piers, and they're going to be able to keep it the way it is and restore it. They made some pretty interesting changes to it. The big thing for us is it's going to be kept open, so we won't be having runarounds through Jackson Bridge again like we had before. So they'll have one lane done at a time, one lane open at a time. They'll have stoplights like they do to control traffic. It will be completely open during Covered Bridge Festival time. The bid letting will be this month, and then the construction will begin a year from now, March of 2022. And construction is expected to go from March to November, but it will be open completely for Covered Bridge Festival, regardless of where they are with the construction site method. So it's a worthwhile meeting. Department of Transportation letter.
I didn't see that anywhere.
I didn't either. We got one for the environmental management,
Yeah.
the DNR. Something we're missing here?
So is there a transportation letter we're supposed to have a copy of?
Should just have
We've got the DNR and we've got the
Environmental.
environmental,
This one
but
right here is what you should have.
We don't.
This is a review letter.
okay, it's,
And I've got this one here, which is just
Okay.
review.
That's one transportation, that's one we're missing right there.
yep. It's already over, it's a legal notice on the,
And those are the ones I did email all of you that they were having a public hearing.
yeah, that's what the letter is on the public hearing.
No
that you
Roaring
already
Creek
went
thing.
to.
I went to that, yes. Okay. Environmental management letter, this notice of the jail. We're gonna have to talk about that here in a minute too. I think I have it on my list. If not, remind me. Tort claim.
Wouldn't talk about that publicly. It's
Okay.
been passed on to our insurance company.
Okay. Treasurer's monthly report. And the clerk's monthly report. And I'd like to say in the minutes, if we could, I'm sorry to see Stacy leaving the clerk and going on to other things, but certainly can't blame her. I think we all work for the idea of bettering ourselves and bettering our families, and if she's been offered a position to do just that, we're thrilled for her. So we wish her well and give her thank yous on our behalf for all her work. I think it's been flawless elections the entire time she's been here, so it's gone well. All right. You guys have any new business?
Nope.
I have a few things to go. Let me see if any of them apply.
Yeah, I didn't know if the new business or old, but we've been getting all those emails on that resolution on the House bill.
Yes.
1381.
I got it right here that I want to pass on that, so.
That was the only thing I knew that we needed to bring up under
Yeah, I gave Nick a copy of that.
some new
So,
business.
you know what that is?
Yes.
Okay. This is
Yeah,
the one
I'm
where
reading
the,
about
the state thinks that they should have the authority to decide about renewable energy, where it should go and where it can go, and the Plan Commission or the commission, anybody else locally should have no say on it. Any Association of County Commissioners obviously is opposed to that, so this will be a resolution. This will be resolution number 2021-3.
Yep.
So I would make the motion that we adopt resolution 2021-3, expressing a resistance to House Bill 1381.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we just use one of these as the word.
Hey Laura, can I have a copy of that one too? Thank you.
I thought we were going to have to do another, but I think they've withdrawn the bill. There was also a bill that the state wanted to require that every commissioner district in every county be redrawn so that there were equal number of people in each of the represented areas. Some counties, that doesn't make any sense at all to do that. For example, for us, we probably have to make it a pie shape, so everybody got a third of Rockville, and then have to count how many live in Tangier versus how many live in Jessup versus how many go in
Yeah,
Judson.
it's
So
ridiculous.
it is ridiculous.
And not just our county, it would affect a lot of counties of the big city.
Well, they're doing a lot
Yeah,
of silly things these days. They have one where they want to take away prosecutorial discretion, where the attorney general can still file charges, even though the county prosecutor elects not to on a case.
So they can just override him and do what they
Right,
want to
so-
do.
I
So
mean-
why have one?
Right. I mean, that just,
Amazes me.
people at the local level have the ability to have knowledge of the facts better than somebody across the state.
Absolutely. I had a request from Amanda Small of the Children's Bureau to once again have her pinwheel garden on the courthouse square. So I make the motion that we allow Amanda Small and Children's Bureau to display their pinwheels on the courthouse.
And I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We ever did the home rule resolution. I've had contacts from 3 people willing to serve on the cemetery commission, and they all sound interested in being active, so they'll contact Jim Wilcox if we appoint them. So there's no, we only had a couple spots available, but nothing says they can only have 4 people or 5 people on it, so it'd be my recommendation. We appoint anybody willing to serve on that and willing to do stuff on that. So the 3 people that I have are Marcia, Carol, Lee Creed, and Cindy Lacefield. Let me give those to you again, Tammy.
Yeah, please.
Marcia, M-A-R-C-I-A, Carol, C-A-R-R-O-L-L, Lee Creed, C-R-E-E-D, and Cindy Lacefield, Cindy with a Y, C-I-N-D-Y, Lacefield,
Just like it sounds.
yes, L-A-C-E-F-I-E-L-D. So I'd make the motion, we appoint those 3 people to the cemetery commission.
And I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we'll have a discussion sometime. I need to actually approve if you guys are okay with it. You know, LAV has been sold, and this guy has plans for LAV. One of the things that he is looking at, and I met with the Army and him to talk about this, they are looking to have training at that facility they'll be using Black Hawk helicopters because the buildings are already there and they already exist, to be able to use it for a training facility to have soldiers rappel from a helicopter to the facility and then breach a door. And they'll be coming in at night, of course, because it's nighttime event. It would probably, obviously has to be after dark. They're probably looking midsummer. And so it would be late, probably at 11 o'clock or so. We will have Black Hawk helicopters coming into the county, flying over at 11 o'clock at night, and we'll have some explosions going on at the LAB, but not big things, just enough to breach a door. But that training, I thought, to me, that sounded exciting. I want to make sure that the Toomeys and the neighbors are aware of what's going on, which of course they would. Yeah. They don't want to advertise a whole bunch of what's going on, because they don't want a bunch of spectators watching it go, but we need to let the neighbors go. Do you guys have a problem with using it for that kind of thing? You okay with that?
As long as the neighbors are notified that they know that.
Okay. It'd just be one night.
Yeah.
Be no louder, more obnoxious, probably than the 4th of July kind of a thing, and later going off.
Say fireworks go off, it seems like
Yeah.
weeks before and weeks
Yeah.
after, and
Yeah.
so
So if you're okay with
you
that,
don't even know that's going to happen.
if you're okay with that, I'd make the motion and that we okay the military to use the LAB property for that training exercise.
And I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. And then we're gonna need to rethink, and Randy, this involves you too, I can bring it up later, but I'll go ahead and do it now while we got it scheduled here. We're gonna have to relook, or rethink, talk about at least our truck routes, because I got a call from Marshall, and the Marshall board is concerned about the increased semi-traffic on Marshall Road, which I'm not surprised. Remember, we talked about that, and then we had the hearings for it, and we certainly weren't hiding anything, but they were having semi-traffic anyway going that stretch from 236 to Marshall Road, so we didn't look to change anything. But with their new tile system, apparently, the vibrations could be a problem for their new system that they've had, and we certainly don't want to be a problem for them. And I said, I was actually surprised that there weren't any weight limits on your roads anyway, like Rockville has, so they can't get from 36 down to Marshall Road anyway. And they said, well, we talked about it. I said, well, and I wouldn't blame you if you did. I said, nobody's looking to be in trouble for anybody. It was just an open road, and you were letting semis use it, so we just did that too. We may have to change that. We may have to pick one of those 275 or 200 to make accessible and try to make it tough enough to handle semi-traffic, and you'll be the one probably to make that decision which one you want to use. You're going to have neighbors upset either way. Nobody on 200 or 275 wants those semis going over there. But they're going to have access to Marshall Road, and they can't go through Rockville. Now they're not going to be able to go through Marshall. So, you want to think about that for a while, or do you have a preference which one you would do?
Just thinking right now, 450 north.
Oh, 450. Pastor Jones is up that way. Okay.
Delphi.
Nobody's going to like it. It's not my backyard thing. It's just going to happen. So, but we're going to have a road going to Marshall Road.
They're already using the east part of Marshall Road.
Yes, they are coming off of Marshall Road to it.
Just as well switch and use.
I know Jones waited a long time to get their road improved. They're not going to be happy at all about all that.
We'll just have to keep it up.
Okay.
Just bad, we'll have to redo it.
Okay.
You want me to go ahead and start drafting to amend that then?
If you would. So leave 200 and 275 the way they are?
Yeah, I think they will.
Okay. And you look to change 450 then? Okay. I'll talk to Mike and let him know that's probably going to happen. I don't know how many semis a day that is going through there.
I don't know either.
So do we want to eliminate use of Marshall Road north into Marshall to whatever, 236 or whatever?
That's not our road to block though. That's Marshall's road.
In town it is.
Yes.
But up to that point, you were saying up to where
Right.
Marshall starts.
Up to, well,
That's what I was asking
all the
from.
way from 200 all the way up to Marshall Corporation line. That's ours.
Yeah. So
I'm asking from the corner there at 450 on into.
We would need to
do we want to?
take away the use of.
That's what I was asking. You want to stop it
Marshall Road from
from 450 out?
to Marshall.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. And we can put a sign there. No semis.
Yeah, so they can turn one way
They
only.
can go right and go to where they're going anyways. Okay, that works good. I'll call Kevin and let him know that we're looking at that. Told him we weren't being a problem. It's just that you already had semi-traffic anyway, so it was a viable use for us to go. And that'll leave 200, 275 alone. It'll just be the one we'll have to mess with. And there's really only 3 or 4 houses on that, but they're not going to like it because it's a small county road. It's going to have semis on it. It's got some anyway, but we did stop it, mostly. That's where I followed one in, and I got in trouble for following him in, I guess. So, okay. Parke County aggregates. What is this about?
Putnam County.
I mean Putnam County. What's this about?
That's your
Nick didn't
contract
want
that
the
we looked at
contract
before.
signed with the open-ended if they damage any of our stuff.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
100%
Yeah.
on us. And we was gonna try to get the contract changed, was that correct?
What's that now?
Putnam County contracts say that no matter what might happen, if they're
They're not to be held
they
liable.
cause damage, they are
And
free.
Nick recommended it.
Aggregates?
yeah.
Nick recommended after reading the contract at the last meeting, which was 1 month ago, since we didn't have one, that we see if we could get them to change that before we sign that contract.
That contract's with, is that with Heritage Oil?
No, that's a different
No.
one.
No, this is Putnam County Act.
And I've been contacted by them
What
directly.
about that?
I don't think you were here that meeting.
You weren't.
No, you want snow, I think, you was
So,
on plowing.
the language I wanted to have removed, it says, in defending or resolving any claim made against PCA by applicant or any other person arising out of or relating to PCA's dealings with the applicant. I mean, literally anything that happens related to our dealings with them would arise to us holding them harmless, and there's a lot of things there where we wouldn't necessarily have any say in what happened.
Oh, that is more or less an application to buy something.
Yeah,
That's a
but-
credit application.
But they have that, like we ran into the same thing with
Yeah, I wouldn't even mess with it, because they need to go through the bid process, they didn't do that.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
so just disregard it?
After the bids.
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, I realize it did, but I know it changed hands.
I thought a woman split off to another company and she was trying to get them in.
And the price of stone is about $3 less there than anywhere else. That's why I think they're trying to run some more out of business, is what they're doing. So,
We advertised for bids.
yes, I understand that, but you wasn't here a month ago when we got this and Laura wanted to sign it, and it was,
So we don't need to sign it then, we don't need to use
just let it go.
Just let it go.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
okay.
So avoid this.
Yeah, just pitch it, yep. Okay, we have an agreement with incarcerated offenders provider agreement. I got an email here from Justin that he is not going to be here. He says can't make the meeting. The renewal agreement with FSSA for inmate medical coverage is a good thing. So you're okay with that as it is? You want time to read it?
No, I'm okay because it has a section here. Either party decides that termination is in the best interest of the terminating agency. A party terminates the agreement under subdivision must provide written notice to the other party 30 days in advance of terminating. So we can terminate at any time if it becomes an issue with 30 days notice.
Okay.
But it seems to be a standard contract, and it seems to have all the standard parts of a contract.
This is an entity that helps with the medical dealings out of the jail.
With Medicaid and things like that, and getting them enrolled for Medicaid and getting
Yep.
coverage, and it seems to be a good thing.
Yep, and without that coverage, we'd be 100% on the hook for all the bills.
Yes.
Right. It gets some federal aid, it looks like, too, and possibly a little bit of state aid.
So is there a motion to approve?
Yes, I'll make a motion to approve the incarcerated provider agreement with
Okay.
FSSA.
And I'll second that.
All there, say aye. Just needs one signature, so I'll sign it here. Okay.
Got it.
All right. Parke County investment policy. It's about the same I think it's always been. She does, I think, an excellent job with our funds. She made changes a few years ago that hadn't been made forever and really did great on the investments. I don't think last year was much of a thing. She's kind of disappointed in that, but nobody's was. So, all right. I suppose we need to approve that policy, I guess, actually.
Yeah, I think we actually do.
The two
Yeah.
signatures, sign the signature, please.
I take it you already have, you signed it.
I went to her office and signed. That was supposed to be for the meeting we were going.
Okay.
So
we need a motion.
Bruce made a
Did we do
motion.
this previously?
No. Bruce made the motion to approve the investment policy 2021.
And I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Yeah, I went to her office and signed because she had to have stuff, access to stuff.
It was just one of those things that a number of years ago, a county in Ohio got into some really shaky investment things, and our legislature said, no, we're not going to allow public funds, taxpayer dollars to be invested in those risky
Yeah.
things, and so they require the treasurer to put together a policy and us approve it. And it's just, and she doesn't do anything, but it prevents her from getting
Probably
into
doing something she should.
yeah,
I understand.
It
those
was
crazy
hard.
things that they say they're going to pay 30%, and
Yeah.
you end up losing your butt on. So
It was in the state's constitution that they couldn't invest because they lost everything back when the state went bankrupt. What was the guy's name? Lanier, the guy down in Madison, Indiana.
Yeah, I
The state
remember that.
gave him all the money and carried him through. And yep. Otherwise, we were broke and out of business. All right. those two old business done. I think, you guys got any old business? Make sure I got all my things covered here. Yes, I do. All right. Julie's not here. I just spoke to Chris as well, and I just can't tell you how pleased I am with the reports we're getting on the investment, on the vaccination going forward. A good story on the news about it. They've just done excellent work. So vaccination going on. We've been doing about 500 a weekend. So we're getting on it.
I just want to second that. I got mine Friday, and first one, and the way Julie and Chris it's everybody, because there's volunteers helping you register.
Yeah.
There's the EMTs and nurses that are giving the shots, but it's very well organized, and not all counties that way. I talked to a client that's living in Florida right now, and Florida is an absolute mess.
Yeah.
They can't get vaccines to people. These people are waiting, and I think we've just been very fortunate the way Julie, Chris, and everybody has worked together to coordinate this effort. We're getting shots out. Whether they prove to be totally effective, time will tell. But we're getting shots out, and that's the good thing.
When I was in Florida, you could get a shot if you're from Florida. Public grocery stores, Walgreens stores, they were every place to get them. They just couldn't get a vaccine to anybody. So you may be signed up to go to a place to get a shot, but sorry, we don't have any vaccines today. So.
Yeah.
And I think they were using the one that requires that super cooling, so you couldn't just go pick up some and hang them around all day. All right, Chris. I don't think he's coming today. We are still working on the facility, still using the fairgrounds. They've had to move a few times, but they've got plans for all those situations, so we're in good hands. Justin just gave his report there on that. So Randy, it's up to you. I got a call from Paul Chin the other day. Did you get that message?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was section 400 and 500.
Okay, I don't know. He didn't tell what section it was. He said he'd called about it before, and it's just mud, he said. So I said, well, I'll let you know.
They're lobbins like that.
Oh, it's going to be ugly.
An inch and a half of rain on top of
Yeah.
all the
10 inches of
thawing
snow
of the
sitting on
snow
it.
did
Yeah.
not help any at all.
I can always tell by my driveway, and I've already shoveled off one 3-ton load of rock in my driveway, so I know what the roads are going to be like.
Well, first thing I have is a bid for paving. One bid we got last meeting.
Who is it?
Wabash Valley
Is that,
Asphalt.
they're the only ones around doing it now?
Basically, yeah.
The only ones in the middle of this. That's done nothing big state highway jobs.
So will we need to do anything extra to 450 so they won't be a pain to you and break down all the time? Anything
Oh,
special?
no, it's in pretty good shape.
The
really.
bridges are all okay for that weight and
Yeah,
stuff, so
I
we're
need to
okay?
check them.
Okay.
I think they are.
Did you get a call today from, I think Marathon Oil? They're looking, okay. Their route okay?
Yeah, I think it's gonna use Coxville Road.
Okay. He called me, I said, you'd have to call the highway department. He said, well, all your roads are posted. I said, well, I don't think every road has got a sign on it, but even those roads, some can haul weight, some can't, especially now, so you need to talk to the highway department.
One
Okay.
trip too.
And it wasn't that big, wasn't it 30,000?
30,000 pounds.
Yeah, 30,000 pounds. I said, that's not so big.
Big, really.
We get semis more than that on them. Farmers are more. They get 80,000 pounds on them. So, good. Glad you took care of that. How's your snow removal budget?
Well,
Got any left?
repair budget's gonna be worse, I think. I had a truck lose an engine, overheated and seized up, so we had to put a new engine in it. About $35,000. Ain't got the bill on it yet, but that's what that's the.
Guess that wasn't a new one under warranty, I guess, then, huh?
No.
Of course not.
Yeah. Can we take one out of the new one until somebody stole it and get it, put a new one in?
Well,
Yeah.
Back to still catalytic converter,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, no kidding.
Not
still
now,
the whole
we can't,
engine.
Jim.
Yeah, we could have, I just shut up. Yeah. Is it titanium that's in them now?
I think.
Or plutonium?
What's that?
What's in catalytic converters they're stealing them again now for?
Well, I don't know, I haven't heard.
Yeah, some metal.
They just caught some locally, I think.
Yeah.
Well, my brother-in-law, Marshall, somebody took 2 of theirs this week, or last week.
I used to just take the sawzall, in about 5 minutes, you got it, you're gone.
Yeah, they said that.
A guy I know, they stole his while he was parked up the airport on vacation last week. And
Yeah.
it took about 6 sawzall blades because that's what was laying under the car.
I just don't have guts to be that thief, I guess. I just can't see myself crawling under a car at 10 o'clock at night with a sawzall and thinking that's going to be okay if somebody sees me.
Well, if they put half the effort into working it, they put
Yeah,
into
yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, those things aren't lightweight when you get hold of them. They're heavy.
I think I heard they caught somebody really.
Yeah, I think you're right, yeah.
Well, do you want to, go ahead and approve this
Yeah, whatever you want us to do.
this time? Well, we're 2 weeks or 3 weeks behind, so
Okay.
It sounded good
It's the-
too, so.
total cost we're looking for is $1,251,987.68.
Great. Now, how much did we get? 9.
970. I can't remember off the top of my head.
That's great. Talking about community crossings grant came through, and so this is,
I was thinking
938, 990, 36.
so we got 938,000, and the rest of it will be our match going with that.
996.92 for our
Okay.
part.
It's great. How many miles of blacktop is that? Was that 11 miles, something like that?
No, the two of them together was
Yeah, I think this for the,
a lot more than that. What you was doing and what they're doing, I forget.
yeah, it's a lot more than that.
Yeah, it was 30
I
something.
was just thinking of the community crossings money as
I
well.
think it was around 11.
Yeah, I think it was too, yeah. Good.
I have that wrote down here.
We're gaining. That's all we can do. Keep chipping. Like how to eat an elephant, one bite at a time.
Well, if you guys want to sign this, will you sign that?
What do we need to call it for the minutes? Just the asphalt bid for the community crossings?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll make a motion, we accept the bid from Wabash Valley for the community crossing work that we will be doing later this summer.
And I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye. Okay.
It's the second page on all of them.
Hated to send you that text about water up at Low Dive, but
That's all right.
the guy had just called me, said, I don't know who else to call. So I started to bother you. I said, well, no problem, I'll call him. I called Bill Cook too, in case I couldn't get hold of you, because you didn't see the message. Get in contact with you. Was it just temporary runoff from a valley or something there? or-
No, the creek's out.
Creek's out.
I didn't get you a copy of all the projects we're doing this year.
Super, thanks.
Did Kim last meeting, I was at.
Great. When's the next round come available? Community crossings?
No, it should be.
So whenever you want to go for a ride again, I thought that was educational that day. Got a lot of need out there. You probably already got some ideas of where you're going anyway, next year or so, next time.
Yeah, I've got some ideas.
I got a few myself.
Okay. We just need to start looking on the list and then go check them out. Let's come back to you or to Laura.
Laura needs a test, I think, doesn't she? If not, she'd write her test down there and
Okay.
tell her name.
Right, well, our names, yes, on the second page on all 3 contracts.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get back to him.
I don't think there's a test.
No,
That's what
that's
he's
just
saying, just
sign
need
below
to-
our name on all three.
If you want to, it doesn't matter. There's no place for it. I have the annual operation report. Pretty much it.
We're good.
You guys want to look them over? Sign them next meeting if you want.
Yeah.
Are you fully staffed?
No.
What are you short?
Now, I'm sort of grader operator now, and I think a couple truck drivers. And
Have you lost truck drivers, or just nobody coming to apply? As
No, of course, I lost a grader operator, he retired.
yeah, I heard that was you last time I was looking for you. You were in the grader.
Yeah,
Can't do that forever.
no, not forever.
Although I suspect it's a not a bad day for you when you get out of doing what you're doing and get to the grader. I think you'd rather do that than.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, I think you do.
I got a guy in mind for it.
Good.
When the roads get a little better, or we got more time to chill.
Good, and you know LTAP has trainings all the time for that stuff, so we can send him if you want to do that, or they can come down here and do it. They'll do it either way. They've been doing a lot of trainings on graders and other things on site, where they'll come down and spend a couple of days with him if you want to do that, unless you just want training what you do. So whatever works for you.
Yeah. The roads get a little better where we're just grading, then get down, you might lose your blade and it's
Yeah.
harder to.
Okay.
We'll get him in it, see how he does.
Okay. Who are you thinking of?
Ralph Hughes,
Don't know.
I have to get a distributor truck driver then, but
Ah,
looks like we pull him out if I had to. Use him for that a little bit.
I did have a request to share with you. I'm glad you said that. It just came to mind. When the guys are out cutting brush, and I know they do a good job, the only complaints I've ever had, and it's come up, I don't know, 3 or 4 times, I suppose, is they don't put their signs, the road's closed, back at the last road. Like if they're working between this road and that road, they don't put them till you get down there, then you got to turn around and try to go back.
There's some at the intersections too. Because each other takes about 5 or 6.
Okay, I'm just telling you what I've been told. I've been told they're not there. Could you talk to them, make sure at least that there's something there that the road is closed and they need to go this way?
Every time I've come up on them, they've had them,
Have they really? See, now I haven't seen them. I'm just going by what I've been told.
and then they also put one a little ways away from them.
Okay. So maybe they don't
So
see
they
it.
got 3 different.
Maybe they don't see it by the road then. Okay. Do we need a bigger one to put up by the road?
You got the
No.
48-inch sign there.
Okay, it's the only complaints I've had. And okay.
Randy, does this AFR have to be signed?
Yeah, he said to take it home and,
Yeah,
us take it
we'll
home
do
and
that.
do it next meeting.
Next meeting,
Second.
we'll approve it.
Yes.
That way if you got any questions or you
Okay.
see anything wrong or anything like that.
Anything else you got?
Yeah, to bring this up, just wondering how we're going to recoup our money. The taxes we paid on the grader, amount of $8,471.72, all for the graders. How do we recoup our money
Now that it's already been paid. See, it was paid the first go around before
Yeah.
we got Nick involved with that, correct?
now? Yeah.
So we paid the company because the company had paid the taxes, and now we're saying we want it back because you weren't entitled to get it. But if
I'm gonna have to think on that, Randy.
Yeah, but that's gonna be a tough one.
John Deere paid it, then they billed us, we paid it, so it looks like the county owes it back to us. To me,
Right. Cause I'll go talk to Kim. I'll go talk to Kim.
okay.
Anything else?
No, I don't think so. I think that was it.
Okay. Sorry, but I'm still wanting it to freeze and thaw for a few more days yet. I know that's not good for you, but I wanted to do that for,
He needs
I wanted to do that for a while.
He needs that water to run.
Yes, I do. So sorry.
Well, I'll bring a tank up, and we'll put a spigot on it.
No, okay.
Let it run.
Okay, okay. All right.
Have a good evening.
Oh,
Thanks,
and
Randy.
did you get the message from Kevin Stalker about 1:30
Yes,
then? Also,
we
okay.
took care of that today.
You're okay with all that? Okay, good.
Yeah, we put 2 more loads down there, and
Great.
he's gonna cover it, I think, 3.
Yeah, and he's gonna take care of 1:30 too. He didn't want anything on 1:30 either, so,
Yeah, down the south end of his patch.
yeah. Okay, appreciate it.
Okay,
I try not to be a nuisance at you, but
that's all right.
some I gotta send to you when I get them.
We'll get you,
Uh,
well, you can take one. You want the original or
Take this copy.
copy?
Also for the minutes, I guess if you would reflect, it's our understanding that Henry Harper has been chosen by the Republican caucus to replace Stacy as she moves on to other things, and so he will be the clerk pending all the approvals from the state. Everything gets done, and so we wish him well in that spot as well. It's been quite an upheaval. And an upheaval that we had nothing to do with. So
Yeah.
I like that one when it
Yeah.
goes that way. It was not us. All right. Any public comment? Anybody got anything? Yes.
I'm Tanya with the
Uh-huh.
department. I just wanted to come and introduce myself and,
She's the county nurse right now.
Okay. I'm having trouble hearing
oh,
you.
sorry, I'll come here. I just wanted to come and introduce myself. I'm Tanya. I'm the new nurse at the
Okay.
Parke County Health Department. And I know that Julie or Chris isn't here, but I didn't know. I put some stuff together.
Yeah, whatever you got to share with us, help yourself.
Vaccine clinic if you wanted to, because I'm out there every week.
Mhm.
We see quite a few people.
Yep.
But for COVID, this year alone, we've only had, thankfully, 220 positive cases since January, which is a lot less than before. 16 deaths total since it all started. The vaccine clinic, we have done over 2,700 vaccines since it was January 15th. We do 300 on Fridays and 200 on Saturdays. It's, like you said, it's gone really well. We actually had a Channel 10 out there.
Yeah, they were.
weekend
Yep.
To kind of go over. We changed things up a little bit from the last time.
Mm-hmm.
We made it to where the screen can go down and they can actually get some information on the screen about the vaccine and stuff like that.
Good.
So I think it worked out pretty good. I'm the only one that's consistently there from the health department, and I like to be out there and be involved, and I'm on call on Saturdays. I can do any of it, like the registration and the
Okay.
vaccinating. And if anybody has any questions about getting registered or anything, they can call me at the health department. I can get them scheduled at
Okay.
the office.
Well, I've seen nothing negative. I've seen positive things on Facebook, and if there were going to be a place for negative things to be, Facebook's the place to go to
Yeah.
find those things. And I've not seen anything negative about the vaccinations going on. I've seen several positive posts about the vaccinations going on. So it sounds like you guys, and I know you are, but it sounds like the public is getting an understanding that it's going very well, and you've done a good job.
I tell you what, just EMS, all the volunteers in general, because I'm just one person from the health department.
Yeah.
The rest of it's literally just, Julie and her staff that
Yeah.
volunteers and stuff.
And that's the tough part for me to accept. If it was Marion County, they have full-time people paid, and they're getting $20 to $30 an hour for out shooting shots, and we expect volunteers to show up and do it. And the state expects us to get volunteers to do that. They don't expect to pay us because we're not in the big boys park. So, okay. Well, if you have anything for us, let us know.
I was going to see if I could be put on for the department reports.
If you could what?
Be put down as part of the department reports.
Oh, on a regular meeting? Oh, sure. Yeah. Wait. add that to the agenda each meeting then.
And then, I'm just wondering the logistics of all this to find out who to talk to, and
Sure.
where to go and stuff like that.
Sure.
We had a board meeting where they talked about wanting me to be a full-time nurse at the health department. They said I should talk to you guys about that before going to the council.
Well, it'd really be up to council and us together. We really couldn't make a decision on that till we see if that's something that the council wants to fund or not to fund any more than it is. I would say the council probably would be the first place to start, and if they say they're willing to do that, then we would certainly be looking at people to do that, whether that's just you or whether we have to take applications for that. Have to see what the state says about that. But as far as I'm concerned, if they're wanting to fund a full-time position, I don't think we can be wrong in having a full-time, but they may not have funds to do that. So I can't answer for them. I don't know.
All right, I just wanted to figure out.
Unfortunately, there's so many things that comes down to if there's funds available for that or not.
All right.
Because typically the need is not there, as has been our experience for full-time. But that person, unfortunately, is always expected to be there when the need does arise. So how do you expect somebody to be there on, and jump when the need comes up? Because there are slow times when they're not so much needed. But there are things, especially nowadays when there's grants that can be seeking grants, those types of things. So I can't speak to these guys, but I'm certainly open to hearing whatever proposals might come along that line. So if you talk to the council and there's something they're interested in doing, let us know and we'll start that processing.
I can do that.
Okay.
Did you want a school report for the positive cases at the schools, or?
If you want to give that to us when you come for your meeting, yeah, it would be great. Or if you got something now, that's fine too. Whatever, however you want to do it.
I did. North Central Park, they only have one positive student, and then Southwest Park only has 2 in quarantine. I don't think they have any positive students right now.
Great.
So the schools are looking pretty good.
Seems to be going well. I got a granddaughter yet going North Central, and it seems to be going well. Hopefully we're over the hump, ready for it to go away. I'm not sure I want to go back to normal because I'm not sure what normal was. But go back to something different anyway. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it. And we'll look forward to having you on every it's the first and third Monday.
Okay.
And if you just want to come once a month, you just talk to the auditor and get whatever agenda you want. If you want to meet the first meeting of the month, that's fine. If you want to be both of them each month, that's fine. Whatever you want to do. We're just here to hear what you might need from us.
Or if you don't have any, you don't have to do it. It's just
Yeah.
A couple didn't show up today because they didn't have anything to bring to us, so.
We'll typically get to your spot, and if you're here, you do it, and if you're not here, we go on. So don't worry about
Is there
that.
anything that you're interested in hearing from the health department?
No, not at the moment. Just COVID done stuff now. So I think once we're there, I'd be interested to see what kind of preparation grants we have and those kind of things available to us, see what we can do, because this has been an eye opener for all of us of what things are out there, and so what we can do better, and maybe what we're doing don't need to be doing, although I suspect there's not much, but I think there are other things that might be available to us that we're not aware of. So it'd be nice to have someone active look at that. So Lydia has done good in her position, and she has a plate full, and dealing with the state is just a nightmare, as it always is. You get told by Homeland Security to do one thing, and you get the health department telling you to do something else, and so they don't play together very well.
Yeah, I learned that quickly.
Yes, I'm sure you did. Yeah. Well, good luck to you. Thanks.
Well, thank you.
Thanks, Tanya.
Anybody else? Anything? Newspaper have any questions or any things you need from us? I hate to say too much good things in one meeting could expect it from you, but I think you're doing a great job. I think I like the coverage and everything you do, and I think it's fair, and I think it's pretty accurate. I think you listen to what we say, and so far, it's been the right things, I think, so I appreciate that. It's difficult to sit there and try to keep up with everything we're doing and get it all right, because everybody's looking at, well, I didn't say that. Okay. You probably did, but that's all right. So whatever. So if you ever need something from us, let us know. You're doing great. You guys got anything? Nope.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Okay, I
We're
second.
adjourned.